To do well in triathlon, you have to love it because it's relentless. You have to spend hours biking, hours swimming, hours running. It never stops, especially if you want to do well. And I've put my heart and soul into getting ready for Tulsa. And there is no better high than crossing a finish line after giving everything to that race.
This is Quest for the Ironman World Championship, brought to you by Gatorade Endurance, formulated for farther. Triathlon may be an individual pursuit, but for Noel Mulkey, there is an army of fans training and racing right beside him. When Noel decided to begin documenting his triathlon transformation and ongoing journey on social media, the response was surprising and overwhelming. He's since become an Instagram and TikTok influencer with more than 1 million followers, using his platform to inspire others to make positive changes in their own lives. And Noel Mulkey is just getting warmed up. Noel will race at Certified Piedmontese Beef IRONMAN Tulsa with the objective of securing one of the few qualifying spots available for the men in his 25 to 29 age group.
I had a great childhood. We traveled, I went to summer camps, I played soccer, I was on my 8th grade swim team. I was a very active kid. I was pretty bullied in middle school. It was just a real toxic middle school. I was mean to people, they were mean to me. Everyone there was kind of experimenting with pot, with alcohol. It seemed like that was kind of a really big part of freshman year. When I was 16, my junior year in high school was the first time someone taught me how to shoot up. They shot me up with heroin.
For me and my husband, it was a nightmare. I mean, you just couldn't leave the house feeling comfortable, knowing something was going on. So we sent him away to try to get some help.
Since I was forced into it, I never, in the back of my mind, it was never going to work because I didn't want it for myself. It was forced. And pretty much immediately after I got out of this halfway house, I went to an apartment in Florida. It got 10 times worse than when I left. I couldn't go 3 hours without injecting something. You know, I was a very good liar, forging checks. I ended up being kind of a bad person, a sick person. I don't think I was ever bad. I just think I was really sick.
Most addicts have mental illness. He discovered he was bipolar and never had known that.
So one day, kind of the climax of my whole decade of drugs was we were at this person's house. This guy I went to middle school with, he tried heroin and he took way too much. He started to OD. You can hear, it's called the death rattle. He ended up dying 3 times on the table. He lived. I was just so over it at this point. I was like, life should not be this hard. Getting off a $500 a day heroin habit is excruciating. Most painful thing I've ever done, getting off opiates. And then it was like nothingness. I had no aspirations. I hated the way I looked. I just hated it. I was overweight. I was unhealthy. I had no confidence, nothing. One day I decided to go for a run around the block. And I loved it. I just loved it. It all kind of came back. You know, my parents had been in triathlon for years, and my dad was an ultra runner, and they had always, through a decade of drug abuse, said, go exercise, like that would help you. And they were right. It just clicked. I went from running nothing to running 60, 70-mile weeks, just like that. I lost 58 pounds in 4 months. And then one day we heard about a triathlon in Guthrie, Oklahoma. I signed up for it, came in 3rd overall.
Noel had found his calling. In 2016, his first full triathlon season, he competed in 15 races. 4 years later, he tackled his first Ironman, finishing in a time of 10:03:28 at Ironman Florida in November of 2020. And when it was announced that Ironman Tulsa would debut in May of 2021 in his hometown, he knew he had to be on the starting line. As his passion for triathlon continued to grow, so too did his interest in sharing his experience.
Hey Selena, it's Noel. Thank you so much for the support. It means the world to me. I see you've been following me since day one and that you're now getting into triathlons. It's an amazing sport, so let me know if you need any tips. It was actually like a year into social media, I finally decided to start sharing my past. I was very private. I shared a transformation photo one time and that got me like 5,000 new followers overnight. And my Instagram got pretty big and then I started sharing this on TikTok. It blew up. It has helped a lot of people kind of see a different path because when you are a drug addict, when you are in that world, you have blinders on. So now you gotta go work and make it happen. I have a very good shot. If I have a good day, I will absolutely get it. But yeah, there's pressure. It's an Ironman, it's a long day. Anything can happen, but anything is possible.
Ironman Tulsa is considered an ideal challenge for those looking to push beyond their limits and unleash their potential. Here, you need grit, determination, and an unbreakable spirit. The hallmarks of Noel Mulkey in his mission to qualify for the 2021 Intermountain Healthcare Ironman World Championship presented by Utah Sports Commission.
My tensions were really high. This is only my second time doing a full Ironman. Immediately we got off the bus and it started raining. So we set up in the rain. Race morning. This is some footage before the race. I just want to say I'm going to do my best today no matter what happens. So I'm a strong swimmer. Swimming's my thing. I'm the most confident in the water.
The swim takes place in beautiful Keystone Lake in Keystone State Park in Sand Springs, Oklahoma. Water temperatures this time of year are generally in the low to mid 70s.
My plan was to swim hard because I feel like I was strong enough that I wouldn't take anything out of the rest of my day, no matter how hard I swim it. And it worked because I swam at 52. That was like a top 5 swim.
The bike course is a 112-mile loop that tours the foothills of the Ozark Mountains. For Noel, the ride is going to plan, and he's riding in second position in his 25 to 29 age group. If he can finish in 5th place or higher, his goal of qualifying for the Ironman World Championship will be achieved. But a marathon run still awaits.
I think Noel Mulkey has more fans in this race than any professional or age grouper. He's got some crazy intense fans, and we love your enthusiasm. To let you all know, he is through mile 70.1.
He's staying up there with these athletes. Like, I'm super impressed with the pace that he's holding out here. He's a super talented athlete, obviously.
Let's hear your shouts out. Noel Mulkey making his way into transition.
I wanted to just chill, get all my stuff right, make sure my shoes are done, make sure everything is right, sit down for a second. It ended up being 4 minutes, and that is a long time.
The Ironman Tulsa 26.2-mile marathon course makes its way through Tulsa's historic downtown and connects to Route 66 and the River Parks trail system before the downtown finish at the beautiful Guthrie Green.
Come on, Noel!
I saw people from my high school were cheering me on. The entire marathon, I heard my name. Someone was out on every spot that I knew.
Good job, Noel!
It really actually was really comfortable. I was surprised how comfortable it was until it wasn't comfortable. And then once it's not comfortable, it's really not comfortable. Every time this sport gets hard, not just in this race, but in every time I've done anything in triathlon that gets harder, I remind myself where I've been. I've detoxed from heroin before, and nothing is as painful as what I've been through. This is just physical pain. It's temporary, it's always temporary. It's gonna come to an end in a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles. Everything was clicking. My legs felt good, my stomach felt good. I was relaxed. I wanted to run good, and I ran good.
I'm coming in hot.
His time, 9:25:01.
Great job. There's Noel Mulkey right there.
4th overall out of 110 in the men's 25 to 29 age group. In only his second Ironman, Noel qualifies for the 2021 Ironman World Championship.
Signing up for the World Championship.
He knows he couldn't have done it alone without the support of all the people in his corner. His achievement is also theirs.
It was just like I completed my goal and I did it. And that I don't think I've ever done something like that. I completed a goal I set for myself.